Hello, my name is Ari. Thank you for joining me today. Find a comfortable seat, wherever that may be for you, either cross-legged or you could find Virasana. If you'd like, you can grab a bolster or a blanket or something to put underneath your hips to make your position feel more comfortable. So find your seat, rest your hands comfortably on your thighs, and I invite you to close your eyes or find a soft gaze on the ground in front of you. Get comfortable, settle in, and connect with your breath. Breathing in and out through your nostrils. Begin to lengthen your inhalations and your exhalations. Allow yourself to fully arrive on your mat. Feel your sit bones evenly root into the support beneath you. Shoulder blades draw down your back. Shoulders relax. Crown of the head lifts up toward the sky. And thank yourself for showing up today. You rolled out your mat, made time for yourself. Let's take a few more rounds of breath here. Enjoying this seat, enjoying the oxygen that's flowing throughout the body. When you're ready, gently open your eyes and we'll meet in child's pose. Moving any props out of the way that you might have been sitting on. Bring your knees wide, big toes come to touch. Sink your hips back to your heels. Extend your arms long and press your palms into your mat. And before you get comfortable, you can rock your hips from side to side. Find some gentle movement here. And when you're ready, you can come into stillness in your child's pose, resting your forehead on the mat. And send your breath all throughout your body. Find length in your spine. Feel your tailbone reaching back, crown of your head reaching forward. Allow your body to melt into your mat. If you'd like, you can stay here, or you can join me by walking your hands to the right side of your mat. They can come off the mat if that would feel good to you. And then rest your body down, pressing the left hand and the left sit bone down. Breathe deeply into the side body opening. And check in with your hips. You should be level here. Walk your hands back to center and over to the other side. Right hand, right sit bone, root down. Allow your body to release into your pose. And connect with your breath. As we move through class, Allow your breath to keep rolling and assist you in moving from pose to pose. Deep, expansive inhalations, deep, expansive exhalations. Hands walk back to center. And stay here in your child's pose for a few more rounds of breath. Gently push yourself up, and then we'll lower down onto our bellies. Come into Sphinx pose. Forearms press into the mat, shoulders stack over your elbows, legs extend long, toes are pointed, tops of the feet press into the mat. Your palms press into the mat, and you should feel as if you can pull your heart forward. Crown of the head reaches up toward the sky. Check in with your shoulders here, your jaw. Make sure you're not holding tension there. You can stay here if you'd like a little bit more. You can move your hands a little wider and extend your arms long, coming into seal pose. But only do what feels good to you in your body. If you lift it up into seal, let's come back to Sphinx. And then rotate your left forearm so it should be parallel with the front of your mat. And if this feels too tight on your low back, you can always move that forearm away from your body. And we'll bend the right leg, bringing the heel closer into the right glute. Right arm will reach back with the thumb pointed up and grab onto the top of your right foot. Square your shoulders to the front of your mat and pull that foot closer to your hip. Now, depending on how open you are, you might need to bend your elbow. If you have a lot of space here and you can keep going, you can always rotate your fingertips forward toward the front of your mat and your elbow can point up toward the sky. But again, listen to your body and only do what feels good to you right now in this moment. Breathe deeply and release out. We'll come back to Sphinx. Hands reach forward. Let's switch to the other side. Right arm rotates and find your variation here. Is your forearm directly underneath you, or do you need to move it further away? Find your pose. Bend your left leg. Reach your left arm back. Thumb points up. Grab onto the top of your left foot. Square your shoulders and pull that foot closer. Find your breath. If you'd like a little bit more, you can rotate your fingertips so they point forward and your elbow can reach toward the sky. Breathe deeply into your pose. Try to release tension while you're here. Release that leg. We'll come back to Sphinx for one more round of breath. And then we'll release down. You can stack your hands and then you can rest your chin or your forehead on your hands. And if you'd like, you can rock your hips from side to side, just opening up a little bit. Release the low back. Take a few rounds of breath here. Feel the support of the earth, the support of your mat as you rest your body. Now, place your hands underneath your shoulders and push yourself up into hands and knees, tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees, and we'll take a few cat-cows. Breathing slowly, moving slowly. Let's inhale, pull the heart forward, arch the back. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the tail, press the palms into your mat. Continue at your own pace, moving as slowly as possible, breathing expansively. And tune into your own body. Notice how this feels. Do 2 more of each cat and cow. And then come into stillness in your hands and knees. I will turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing here, but you can stay where you are. It might be helpful if you'd like. You can grab a block if you have one, or stacked up books can be useful as well. You don't necessarily need it, but it can be helpful. So in your hands and knees, you can either leave your hands on the ground or you can place them on your block. And then send your right leg out to the side. And you have a few options here. Toes can point forward, to the side, or up toward the sky. Your choice. And then the block can stay there, or it can come over right next to your right knee. Hands come to your hips. Lift your torso up. And then you can either place your right hand on your block, or simply on your right leg. Left arm reaches up and over. Fingertips reach toward the upper corner of your room. Breathe deeply here. Find the gaze that suits you best. And check in with your right shoulder. Make sure it's not popping up toward your ear. Breathe deeply. Left knee roots down. You breathe into the side body stretch here. When you're ready, lift yourself up. Come back to hands and knees. You can move your block, leave your block, whatever sounds good to you. We'll meet back in hands and knees. And then switch to the other side. Left leg goes out. Find your variation with your foot. Toes can point forward, to the side, or toward the sky. And if you'd like to use your block, you can. You can either leave it right in front of you between your hands, or you can move it next to your left knee. Hands come to your hips. Lift your torso up. Left hand extends down your leg. Right arm reaches up and over. Or the left hand can come onto your block. Right knee roots down. The torso and the arm reach long. Breathe deeply here. Send your breath all throughout your body. Use that right arm to lift your torso up. Hands come to your hips, and then we'll meet back in hands and knees. And I will switch to the side here. And if you have 2 blocks, it might be handy to have them close by at the top of your mat. So we're back here in hands and knees, and next we'll transition to downward facing dog. So you can come into traditional downward facing dog with your hands on the mat, or if you'd like, you can try it with blocks. I'm placing my blocks at the lowest setting. Blocks are about shoulders with distance apart. You can test it out on your own if you'd like to. Press your hands down into your blocks. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up toward the sky. Find some gentle movement here in your downward facing dog. Whatever sounds good to you right now. You can pedal out your legs. Rock your hips from side to side. Do some little torso twisting action. Anything that sounds good to you before we come into stillness. So when you're ready, we'll come into stillness in downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Arms extend long, ears in line with your shoulders, tailbone reaching back. Breathe length into your spine here. Feel this full body stretch you're getting. All of your finger pads are pressing down into your mat or your blocks. Look forward between your hands and step your right foot forward. Drop your back knee, untuck your toes, and we'll inhale to lift up into a low lunge. Palms face one another, fingertips reach up toward the sky. Feel your legs rooting you down as your torso and arms lift you up. Now you can stay here, or if you'd like, you can join me for a twist. So if you're joining me for a twist, let's inhale to find length in the spine. Exhale, twist to the right, arms come out wide into a T. Right fingertips reach back, left fingertips reach forward. The torso should still be upright here. Crown of the head reaches toward the sky. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale, place your hands on your block. We'll step back to downward facing dog and we'll switch to the other side. So step your left foot forward, drop your back knee, untuck your toes. Inhale, rise up into low lunge on the other side. Connect with your breath. Feel the strength and stability in your legs. Breathe deeply. If you're joining me for a twist on this side, let's inhale to find length in the spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Left fingertips reach back. Right fingertips reach forward. Keep breathing throughout your twist. Stay strong and steady in your legs. You're doing great. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale, press your hands into your blocks or your mat and we'll step back to downward facing dog. Find your breath again. And then slowly walk your feet forward toward your hands. When you come into your forward fold, feet should be about hips width distance apart here. And you can find some movement here, whatever sounds good to you. You can rock your hips from side to side, bend and straighten your legs. Grab onto your elbows with your hands. Find some kind, gentle movement for your body. Your knee just popped. Maybe that's happening to you as well. When you're ready, come into your forward fold, Uttanasana. It can be nice to have blocks here as well, at any setting, low, medium, or high. But if you don't have blocks, you can always grab onto your shins, your ankles, your feet, or the mat, whatever is available to you. Shift your weight into the balls of your feet. Feel your sit bones reaching toward opposite sides of the room. Let your head hang heavy. Relax your shoulders. And if you need to slightly bend your knees, that can be helpful too. Slowly beginning to bring your chest closer to your thighs. On your next inhalation, let's come up to a halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. We'll stay here for a few rounds of breath. Hands can be on your shins, or if you have blocks, you can place your hands on your blocks. Find length in your spine. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, sweep your arms wide, come all the way up to stand. Palms pressed to touch at the top. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Standing here in Tadasana, mountain pose. Feel the four corners of your feet rooting into your mat. And I invite you to take a scan of your body here and notice how you're feeling. There's no judgment, simply notice. Release the hands down, and then next we'll be moving into triangle pose. So if you have your blocks, it will be nice to have them close by again. So hands come to your hips, and let's step the feet wide. The left toes can stay pointing to the side, the right toes point towards the front of your mat. And I will have my block here on the outside of my right ankle and shin at the medium setting currently. So bring your arms out wide, fingertips reach forward and back, and as you send your left hip back, your right fingertips reach forward until they can't reach forward anymore, and then you can place your hand on your block or on the ground or on your shin if that's available to you. Left fingertips reach up toward the sky, and find the gaze that suits you best. Breathe deeply here. The big right toe should be pressing firmly into the mat. Check in with your shoulders. Try not to hold any tension there. Really notice the stretch you're getting here in your abdomen and your obliques. Look down at your right foot. Left hand comes to left hip, and slowly lift your torso up, and we'll switch the feet. Should probably take that block up to the other side with us. Place your block, hands to your hips, and when you're ready, extend your arms wide. Send your right hip back as your left fingertips reach forward until you can't reach anymore, and then place that hand on your block, the ground, your leg, whatever's available to you. Right arm reaches up to the sky, fingertips pointed toward the ceiling. And if you have this block down here and it's uncomfortable for your hand, for your palm to be pressing into the block, you can always make a fist and press your knuckles into that block. I find that to be a little bit more comfortable. Really rotating this right shoulder back. Chest is open to the side of your mat. Find the gaze that suits you best and breathe deeply into your shape. Look down at your left foot, right hand comes to right hip. Slowly lift your torso up, and we'll turn the left toes in, the right toes out, and we'll come into side angle stretch on this side. So I have 2 blocks, so I'm gonna place this on the outside. And I'll place it at the medium setting, but you find the setting that works for you. Left toes can be pointed a little bit more forward now, slightly at an angle to the side of the mat. Right toes pointed toward the front of your mat. And then we'll bend into the right knee. And you have some options. Your right elbow can come to the top of your right thigh, or your right hand can come down to your block or the ground if that's available to you. And then bring your left hand to your sacrum, right around your low back, just to make sure that your chest is nice and open to the side of your mat. Leaving your chest open here, press your right knee into your right arm. Find that connection. Keep your chest open as it is, and then lift your left arm up and over, fingertips reaching toward the upper corner of your room. Breathe into your shape. Relax your face. Relax your jaw. Relax your shoulders. Notice the strength of your legs, keeping you here. Feel your left fingertips reach even further forward. Left hand comes to your hip. Lift your torso up. And if you have 1 block, grab your block and move it to the other side. If you have your 2 blocks, you can keep 1 on each side. Right toes turn in, left toes turn out, and we'll come into side angle stretch on the left side. So when you're ready, bend into that left knee. Left elbow comes onto your thigh, or left hand comes to your block. Find the connection between your left knee and your left arm. Bring your right hand to your sacrum. Feel a nice open chest here, square to the side of your mat. We don't want to be dropping that shoulder and going within here. We really want to be broad and open. And then lift the right arm up and over. Fingertips reach toward the upper corner of your room. Find your gaze. Feel your right foot root down, your right fingertips reach long. Connect with your breath. Bring your right hand to your hip. Slowly lift your torso up, and then we'll turn all 10 toes pointed toward the side of the mat. And if you have a block, it can be handy to place it just to the side of your mat, right in front of your body. We'll come into a wide-legged forward fold here. And let's clasp the hands behind the low back. Extend the arms long if that's available to you, opening into the chest here. Inhale, find length in the spine. Exhale to fold forward. Feel your weight shifting toward the balls of your feet. Your hands are reaching toward the sky. And fold as far forward as you can. You are welcome to stay here, but I know this isn't that comfortable for everybody. So you can always place your hands on your block You can lower your block if you'd like, if the highest setting is too high, or you can bring your hands down onto the ground, or one more option, hands can come to the outsides of the ankles. Find your variation. Let your head hang heavy. Relax your shoulders. Feel your sit bones reach toward opposite sides of the room. Send your breath to the place in your body that needs it the most right now. Two more rounds of breath here. Let's bring the hands down directly underneath the shoulders. And if you'd like, you can come up onto your fingertips, making a tent with your hand. And we'll really focus on finding length in the spine here. The tailbone reaches back. The crown of the head reaches forward. Then we'll fold forward one more time. Come back up onto your fingertips and we'll rotate toward the front of the mat. We'll press the hands into the mat and step back to a plank pose. And we'll stay here for a few rounds of breath. Palms press firmly into the mat. Feel your core firm up, supporting your body. Exhale to lower down to your knees. And let's take a child's pose again. Knees come wide, big toes come to touch. Sink your hips back to your heels. Arms extend long in front of you. Allow your body to release into your pose. Deep, expansive inhalations, deep, expansive exhalations. When you're ready, slowly lift yourself up out of this, and we'll meet in Baddha Konasana, also known as butterfly. So find a comfortable seat. If you'd like, you can place a bolster or a blanket underneath your hips if that would make the pose feel more comfortable. Bring the soles of your feet to touch. And if your knees are popping up here, you can place blankets or blocks underneath those knees so you're not pulling on the ligaments. So find your pose. Place your hands on your ankles. Sit up nice and tall. Enjoy this part of the pose for a moment. And when you're ready, fold forward, bringing your chest closer to your feet. Hands can stay on your ankles, or if you'd like, they can come down onto the ground in front of you to support your body. Come back to your breath. Breathing in and out through your nostrils. Can you find ease in this pose? Check in to make sure you're not gripping or clenching unnecessarily. Slowly lift your torso up, grab onto the backs of your knees with your hands, and we'll meet on our backs. Feet press into the mat, knees reach up toward the sky, and we'll cross the right ankle over the left thigh. We'll come into eye of the needle here. The right foot is flexed, the right knee is pointed, is pushing away from your body. If this is your pose, stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, you can bring your legs closer to your body and your right arm goes between your legs. And you can grab onto your hamstring or your shin here, whatever is available to you. Whichever variation you choose, check in with your shoulder blades and the back of your head. They should be comfortably resting on the ground, and your tailbone. Check in with the right knee again, make sure it's pushing away from your body. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath here. Release the legs. Go ahead and shake your legs out. You can tap your feet on the ground. Take any little movement you need here before we switch to the other side. Right foot stays planted. Left ankle crosses over the top of the right thigh. Left foot is flexed. Left knee is pushing away from your body. Now find your variation. Do you want to stay here? Do you want to bring your legs closer to your body? And where are you going to grab on? Your hamstring or your shin? Find your pose and be grateful for what your body is capable of. Check in, make sure you're not clenching, holding tension anywhere in your body that you don't need to be. This should be a relatively passive pose. So try to allow that. Take 2 more deep rounds of breath here. Release the legs. Bring your feet as wide as your mat, and then windmill your legs from left to right, releasing the low back, finding some gentle movement here. Next we'll come into a reclined twist. Feet press into the mat, knees reach up toward the sky, arms come out into a T, and then lift your legs up to a 90-degree angle and drop your legs over to the right side. Left shoulder should remain rooted. Breathe into your twist. If you'd like more, you can cross your left leg over your right to deepen the twist. Listen to your body and find what will feel best to you right now. Expansive inhalations and exhalations as you enjoy the support of your mat and the ground beneath you. Enjoying the benefits of our practice. On your next inhalation, lift your feet, your legs back up to center. And exhale over to the left side. Right shoulder remains pressing into your mat. If you'd like to deepen your twist, you can cross your right leg over your left. Feel the weight of gravity assisting your twist. On your next inhalation, bring your legs back up to center. Give yourself a nice big hug. You can stay here in stillness, or you can rock from side to side, or move your legs around in a circle, making a circle on the ceiling with your knees. And then when you're ready, let's prepare for final resting pose, Shavasana. Legs extend long, feet naturally fall out to the side. Arms extend long by your sides, palms press up. Get as nice and comfortable. If you need any bolsters or blankets or pillows underneath your neck or your legs, grab those, get situated. Find your Shavasana pose, and I invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep inhalation through your nose. Open your mouth and soften further. Allow your breathing to return to its natural rhythm, perhaps deeper, more expansive since the beginning of class. Feel your body release and sink down into your mat. Bring your awareness to your toes. Feel all of your toes relax. Release the soles of your feet and the tops of your feet. Let go of your shins and your calves. Relax your knees. Release the fronts and backs of your thighs. Soften your hips and your glutes. Feel your whole back release into your mat. Relax your shoulder blades. Release tension from your shoulders. Let go of your biceps and your triceps. Release your forearms, the fronts and the backs. Relax the palms of your hands, the backs of your hands, and all of your fingers. Soften your belly. Feel your whole chest relax. Release your throat and your neck. Release tension from your jaw. Soften your tongue. Relax your cheeks, your nose, and your eyes. Let go of your forehead, your ears, and the back of your head. Release the crown of your head. Feel a wave of relaxation washing over your body. Feel the support of the earth beneath you and the love of the community that surrounds you. Bring your awareness back to your breath, back to your body. Take a deep inhalation through your nose. Open your mouth and let something go. Gently bring movement back into your body in whatever way feels authentic to you. When you're ready, roll to one side for a few rounds of breath in the fetal position. Keeping your eyes closed, gently push yourself up to a comfortable seat. Rest your hands on your thighs for a moment and notice how you're feeling. Notice if anything's arising. On your next inhalation, sweep your arms wide, gathering the light, the energy that you created in class today, and bring it down to your heart. And before we close, I'd just like to ask you, what is one thing that you're grateful for? You can either keep it to yourself or say it out loud if you'd like, or write it down or tell a friend. Sometimes it's important to list those things, to name them, and acknowledge them. Thank you for practicing with me today. Let's bring the thumbs to touch the forehead as a reminder of kind thoughts. Thumbs touch the mouth as a reminder of kind words. And thumbs touch the heart as a reminder of kind intentions. Namaste.